If you don't fix your habits will shape a life you don't want. Let's be honest, most people aren't tired, they're just unmotivated. Most aren't lost, they're just distracted. And if you clicked on this, chances are you're tired of watching yourself waste time, watching days go by with nothing to show for it. This isn't some hype story or sugar-coated advice. This is for the version of you that knows you're capable of more but hasn't been showing up. It's time to face the truth. Success isn't for the lucky, it's for the consistent. This audiobook will help you stop lying to yourself, break the comfort loop, and finally build habits that mean something. If you're done talking about change and ready to live it, this is the reset your mind has been needing. Not someday, today, right now. Wake up, let's go. Chapter 1. Wake up and admit you want a better life. You know, the first step toward any kind of change begins when a person finally admits something to themselves. Not to the world, not to their family, not to their friends, but deep inside, in the quiet space of their own mind, they admit, I want a better life. That's the beginning of transformation. Everything before that is just talk. Most people never reach that point. They wake up each day and go through the motions. They complain, they hope, they wish, but they never stop to say, this isn't enough for me anymore. You can't improve something you refuse to acknowledge needs changing. So the truth is simple. Nothing starts until you do. You can listen to all the motivational talks in the world, read every book, and still stay exactly where you are if you don't get honest about what you really want. Waking up doesn't just mean getting out of bed, it means opening your eyes to your own life. It means looking at where you are and saying, this is not where I'm meant to stay. It's uncomfortable, yes. It hurts a little, but that's good. That discomfort is life's way of telling you that you're capable of more. You were not born to drift through your days half awake, half committed, and half alive. You were made to create, to build, to grow, to improve. Admitting you want a better life is not weakness, it's not greed, it's not dissatisfaction with what you have. It's honesty, it's courage. It's saying to yourself, I'm grateful for what I have, but I know I can become more. That's maturity, that's growth. And growth is the real purpose of life. You see, success isn't only about money or status, it's about the kind of person you become along the way. If you wake up every morning with no sense of purpose, if you're just surviving from one day to the next, you're not living, you're waiting. Waiting for something to change. Waiting for luck, waiting for someone to notice you, waiting for a break. But that's not how success works. Life doesn't hand transformation to those who wait. It rewards those who decide. When you decide you want a better life, the waiting ends and the working begins. Now, admitting that you want more can stir up guilt. People might tell you, you should be happy with what you have, and they're right to a point. Gratitude is powerful. But gratitude and growth are not enemies. You can be thankful and still hungry. You can appreciate what you have and still work for better. Wanting a better life doesn't mean you're ungrateful, it means you're alive. It means your spirit hasn't given up. There comes a moment, and maybe it's today, when you look around and realize that your routines are keeping you small. You've built habits that protect your comfort, not your potential. You wake up tired, not because your body needs rest, but because your mind is bored. You avoid challenges because you're afraid to fail. You settle for good enough when you know you were made for greatness. And somewhere inside, a quiet voice says, wake up, you can do more than this. That's the voice you need to listen to. The truth is, no one can want your success more than you. No one can give you ambition. You can inspire someone, encourage them, teach them, but you can't install desire. That's an inside job. You've got to reach a point where you say, enough, enough, wasting time, enough blaming others, enough hiding behind excuses. That's when life starts to open up for you. When I was young, I used to think successful people were lucky. They had opportunities, connections, or timing that I didn't. But I learned that luck follows those who take responsibility. The moment I said, I want a better life, and it's on me to build it, things began to change. The world didn't change, I did. My energy changed, my focus sharpened, my habits evolved. And that's what waking up really means. It's taking ownership of your story. You can't rewrite your past, but you can design your future. That starts with admitting you're not satisfied. Some people think that kind of honesty is painful, but it's actually freeing. Because once you say it out loud, once you say, I want better, you give yourself permission to grow. You stop pretending. You stop explaining your laziness as tiredness. You stop calling your fear bad timing. You see your excuses for what they are, a shield keeping you from progress. Most people spend their lives defending their limitations. They'll tell you all the reasons they can't change. I'm too old. I don't have the time. I've tried before. But you have to stop defending the very things that hold you back. The day you say, I'm done protecting my excuses, is the day you start protecting your potential. When you wake up and admit you want more, you also have to face a tough truth: you've been wasting time. That's not easy to swallow. It stings. But it's necessary. Because once you admit that, you can choose differently. Every hour from now on can be invested instead of wasted. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a decision. One real, firm decision to no longer accept mediocrity as your standard. Take a good look at your life today. The way you spend your mornings, the way you talk to yourself, the way you show up for your goals. Ask yourself, if I keep living this way for the next 5 years, will I be proud of myself? If the answer is no, that's your wake-up call. And that's not something to fear, it's something to celebrate. Because you just found your truth, and truth is the foundation of all progress. Once you've admitted you want a better life, you'll notice something interesting. You'll stop blaming your past. You'll stop waiting for motivation. You'll stop needing validation. You'll simply start. You'll begin by making your bed with purpose. You'll show up to work with focus. You'll read, you'll learn, you'll move. Small actions, repeated daily, create unstoppable momentum. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to stop lying to yourself. Stop saying, I'm fine. Because fine is not what you came here to be. You came here to grow, to evolve, to lead. And that starts the moment you wake up to your own potential. There's a moment in everyone's life when they look back and see how much time they've lost and they decide never again. That moment changes everything. You begin to treat time as the most valuable thing you have. You start to respect your effort. You begin to expect more from yourself, not because the world demands it, but because you do. This is what unstoppable success is built on. Not secrets, not shortcuts, just honesty, responsibility, and relentless action. Wake up and admit you want better, and then do something about it every single day. You will fail, you will doubt, you will get tired, but you will also rise. You will build confidence by keeping promises to yourself. You will earn respect by showing consistency. You will find peace, not from avoiding work, but from giving your all. Every day is a new chance to wake up in more ways than one. Open your eyes, not just to the world around you, but to the person inside of you who's capable of more. Don't settle for the version of yourself that takes the easy route. Stand up, take charge, and say it clearly. I want a better life, and I'm ready to earn it. That's the day everything begins to change. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the secret to unstoppable success is not found in books or videos. It's found in the moment you finally wake up and decide your life is worth the effort. That's when laziness dies and purpose takes its place. And when purpose takes over, nothing can stop you. Chapter 2. Stop lying to yourself about your effort level. The hardest thing for most people to do is to be honest with themselves, not about what they want, but about what they're actually doing to get there. Every person says they want success, a better life, more freedom, more confidence, more money. But very few are willing to face the truth about the gap between their words and their actions. That gap is where frustration lives. That's where disappointment grows. It's not that life is unfair, it's that too many people are lying to themselves about their effort level. You can't fix what you won't face. You can't grow if you keep pretending you're doing your best when deep down you know you're not. Every time you say, "I tried," when you barely showed up, you weaken your own belief in yourself. The problem isn't lack of opportunity, it's lack of honesty. You tell yourself you're working hard, but are you? Or are you just doing enough to feel busy? Effort means energy, focus, sacrifice, consistency. It's not about being tired, it's about being intentional. Most people confuse activity with progress. They're constantly doing something, but not doing the right things. They'll scroll through motivational videos, highlight quotes, talk about goals, but never put in the real work when it's inconvenient. They want the result, not the responsibility. The truth is, real effort is uncomfortable. It pushes you, it drains you, it demands you to give when no one's watching. That's why it's rare. Because it's easier to say, "I'm doing enough," than to admit, "I'm holding back." You see, success doesn't respond to what you say you want, it responds to what you consistently do. The difference between winners and talkers isn't talent, it's truth. Winners know exactly where they stand. They don't sugarcoat their weaknesses. They don't make excuses about time, energy, or luck. They measure their actions, not their intentions. If they fall short, they don't justify it, they adjust it. That's what growth looks like. If you want to turn your life around, you must stop lying to yourself about your effort level. Look at your days. Look at how you spend your hours. Are you giving your best or just enough to feel like you tried? If your dream requires 5 hours of focused work and you're giving 1 hour while distracted, don't blame the world when nothing changes. Success has a price, and pretending to pay it doesn't buy you the reward. The lie feels safe because it protects your ego. It keeps you comfortable. It tells you, "You're doing fine," when you're not. It whispers, "You're working hard," when you're playing it safe. That lie keeps you stuck because it removes urgency. When you believe you're already giving your all, you stop pushing, you stop improving. You convince yourself that effort doesn't work, when in reality, your effort doesn't match your goals. If you could record yourself for a week, every action, every choice, every wasted minute, you'd see the truth clearly. You'd see the scrolling, the distractions, the excuses, the half-hearted attempts, and you'd see why results haven't shown up yet. Because effort isn't about showing up sometimes, it's about showing up fully, every day. It's about doing what's necessary, not what's convenient. Being honest with yourself doesn't mean tearing yourself down. It means taking responsibility. It's saying, "I know I can do more, and I'm ready to prove it." That kind of honesty stings at first because it exposes where you've been lazy, careless, or inconsistent. But that sting is also the start of power, because once you admit it, you can change it. You can't correct what you deny. When you stop lying to yourself, you start respecting yourself. You begin to trust your own word again. You stop saying you'll do things and not doing them. You stop promising yourself goals you don't pursue. That's when discipline starts to grow, not from pressure, but from pride. The kind of pride that comes from keeping your word. That's how you rebuild self-respect. Think about the last time you said you were working hard. Did you really push your limits, or did you stop when it got uncomfortable? Did you stay focused,